accounts. I'm sorry, but I understand the niggas who have side accounts to do this, which is why you should have a side account to do this. But this nigga on main, like insanely horny on main, like that's like
I don't have a side account, and I don't care.
no, we know. You literally your pin post is you telling us you're gonna eat people. Like we know.
It's the same thing on Instagram. Whatever I put in my stories, that's for the masses. That's for random niggas just stumbling across my page with they have no idea who I am. I don't do close friends. Everybody gonna see the foolery that I'm on.
Nigga look like, oh, okay, this guy's clinically insane. Interesting.
Yeah. Diagnosed.
He said diagnosed by who? He said by the voices in my
Voice
head.
by one of them.
The niggas that by one of them.
By the nigga that's sitting right next to you right now. Y'all hear him talking, right? Like,
Yeah, you're not gonna keep interrupting my man.
yeah, now you talk one more time, I'm gonna bite you.
He said
You're not gonna like where.
He said, "Dog Patriots, get him out of here."
That's a good name.
Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks, and those who just don't feel like the binary does them justice, welcome to another episode, man. Episode 86 of them things. I'm here with two of my faves, you know. Two of my faves. I'm here with my guy, my co-host. And I'm here. We got Reef in the crowd. I mean, he probably just playing Destiny, but he here. He in spirit at the very least.
He in the stands. He watching.
Mm-hmm. He got the switch at the basketball game. Like, yeah, I getting it in. Oh shit, hold on, I'm done. Nigga missed the dunk and shit. Wait, what happened? That's the best part.
That, right? I can watch later.
I feel like the best part about this pod though is like specifically the fact that like if you are halfway listening to this pod, oh, this is an amazing pod. This is an amazing pod to halfway listen to.
Yeah, because every once in a while you just gonna hear some absolutely crazy shit that just and you do a full head turn right at the screen, and you gotta rewind and then hear the foolishness led up to that.
You just pop back in. You said, wait, hold on. Did I hear somebody say 20-year-old white boys type butt? Why did y'all say that? I'm like, we talking about the lieutenant governor.
We're talking about lieutenant. Up white boy busting it down sexual stuff.
No, literally. Like this will be our first story, but that's what I'm talking. A quirked up white boy busting it down sexually. Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally takes notice.
No. Before we even get into it, over or under if this guy's super anti-gay?
It's an over. Like if it's like a YN, like the yes is like minus 10,000.
Oh man, and he's liking certain pictures, huh? On his main account.
Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, right? Randy McNally is the lieutenant governor.
You said Tennessee. For those who don't know, I guarantee you nobody.
Yeah, no one knows. No one knows.
Yeah,
for multiple reasons. One, because why would you know anything about Tennessee? Two, and this is the more important reason, I don't think anyone can name a single lieutenant governor anywhere. So that's really the
I don't even know the purpose of a lieutenant. Are they like the vice president? If the nigga die, they take over?
Nah, it's like he like half commander, half politician. Like they don't even really know what to do with him for real.
So his purpose in politics is...
He said, so your job, what you do, your roles and responsibilities. I actually don't know. I really don't know what a lieutenant governor does. I couldn't tell you. Again, I'm sure this is a position that means something politically speaking. I feel like I've never seen it mean anything politically speaking.
Because it don't mean anything politically speaking.
But as I was saying, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, yet again, you don't have to guess, he's a Republican. And he is the head of the state Senate, right? Which I don't think that's always what the lieutenant governor is, but apparently that's what he is.
Okay.
So with him as the head of the Senate in Tennessee, they passed bills earlier this year banning transgender children from receiving gender-affirming care and outlawing drag performances from many public spaces. However,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And this should really come as no shock to anyone. McNally takes a more encouraging tone towards at least one LGBT youth, leaving heart emojis and other compliments on raunchy photos
Oh,
of
he fuck with that nigga.
an aspiring 20-year-old Tennessee performer, including one close-up shot of the man's butt. Now, for those of y'all
What
who
you
aren't,
said, up and coming star? Like, is this what kind of star?
it said an aspiring performer. I don't.
Like, what kind of performer? Like,
Listen, I'm
singer,
just gonna go out on a ledge and
OnlyFans
say
star?
that based on the videos I've seen, there's a specific type of performance this young man's getting into, and more power to him. Good for you, Mr. Franklin. But
Mr. Franklin. That's his name, Franklin.
his first name is Franklin, yeah. But the thing is, so he posts a picture of thirst trap of the butt, right, of the butt cheeks, like one of them, the little low angles with the look up
It
and
was
all of
fat
that.
too. I saw it.
He said what?
I said it was fat too. I saw it.
Nah, well, it wasn't. It wasn't. But, like, it was a nice angle. It was a good angle. But like, that's not the point. It's not the point because Lieutenant Governor McNally said 3 heart emojis, 3 flame emojis, and then
Oh
right after that, oh my
God.
goodness, I actually didn't see this. Right after that, he says, "You can turn a rainy day into rainbows and sunshine." No, what? Nah, that can't be real. I feel like you just made that up.
Oh.
I feel like someone had to make that up. And he called him Finn, which is apparently this person's nickname. Oh, you a fan?
Oh, he a big fan.
He a
He
big
subscribed. He definitely
fan.
subscribed.
He's subbed. Now, granted, for those of you who don't know, this is some 20-year-old white femboy, basically, to make things much simpler for you to understand. Some 20-year-old white femboy, and who's trying to go to Los Angeles and I guess be a performer or something.
Become a
I don't know.
star. That's the average story. Go to Los Angeles, become a star.
Hmm.
You want to become an actor, and then you get into a little bit of gay porn. The huge.
The huge. But yeah, so that's how this goes to begin with. And I'm not really sure what. Honestly, so here's the thing. Like, I know the Republicans don't actually care about the hypocrisy. Like, people try to point that out, and like, oh, well, you're a hypocrite. Like, they don't actually care. Like, these niggas
Yeah,
will
they don't give a fuck. They'll
wholeheartedly
do
say,
it
like,
blatantly.
yeah, they'll wholeheartedly like, listen, I don't want no more gay people around here. I'm like, well, why are you liking his pictures? I think his ass is fat. And you're like, wait, what? No, I want him. Like, wait. So you want to get rid of all of them, but you want him? Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep him in the gay war.
In the gay ward.
in the impending gay war. Like, so like the hypocrisy part is not even like, but I've never, even with that being said, I've never seen I'm crying, insane physique, check your DM.
Ain't no fucking way, bro.
No, he didn't say that. Someone
Nah.
else did, but that's just
Oh.
really funny. That shit is just really funny. Insane physique, yo. Check your DM, yo. Built
That nigga was
crazy, yo.
serious.
Check your DMs.
He was serious about that shit. Oh my god.
But yeah, so like obviously they're always, usually hypocrites here, but it's just insane to see. Like, not only, it's not like you just dropping a like on the pic. You know what I mean? So you could just claim
He was
you
brazen with it. He was
my
dead
boy out
ass.
here calling boys by nicknames.
He trying to top
No.
something. He trying to see something real quick.
Oh no. Oh, he said he give me top in it. What's up with the boy? And not so okay, so hold on, let me keep going, right? So in another video, Finn, which apparently is his nickname, which I guess that's what I'm referred to him as now.
Now, my only issue with this story outside of the hypocrisy is why is a nigga named Franklin nicknamed Finn?
Only answer I can come up with is
I can see Frank. I can see Lynn, like is in Jeremy Lin. Where the fuck does Finn come from?
the only thing I can come up with is insane physique. Check your DM.
Sometimes that's all you need. Honestly, if the physique
That's
is
all I
insane
got.
enough. I mean,
Yeah, check your DM. That's all I can come up with. But it was another video of him singing some song and wiggling his tongue suggestively. Hate this description.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
He
that.
added flame emojis, hearts, and very good.
Very good.
Um, Of course, the McNally spokesman said that McNally is just a quote prolific social media commenter, and
Nah,
he
ain't
has
no
no
way, bro.
intention. This I feel like this is a satire article. This can't be real. Like, um, yeah, trying to imply something sinister or inappropriate about a great grandfather's use of. I'm like, dog, you're not this nigga great grandfather. I don't
He a
care.
great grandfather? How old is this nigga?
He's
Damn.
some. I don't know. He's some decrepit old white dude. Um. Oh
That's
man.
that's how you
Oh
know
man.
this is
This.
real because he is so old. He doesn't understand how Twitter works, so he didn't know other people could see his likes.
This is Instagram, but I guess maybe he think people can.
Oh man,
He's
never
got the
mind.
blue check. Like we know it literally says
Do he
LT
know we can see him?
Gov. Do he know we can see? Yeah, so does he always use the proper emoji at the proper time? No, he's using the right emojis.
Oh yeah, for what he wanted, yeah.
But he enjoys interacting with constituents of all religions, backgrounds, and orientations. Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Well,
Um,
if he enjoys that, why is he? Do you see the conflation here? Do you see if he enjoys interacting with the constituents of every orientation, why is he trying to ban drag shows and he's trying to do all this anti-gay legislature?
well, he's a hypocrite. He
Is
likes.
that nigga even his constituent? Like, do he really even rock with him like that?
Well, I mean, he's technically like legally his constituent because he lives in Tennessee. But other than that, I mean,
I wouldn't
bro,
consider
bro,
myself a
listen,
constituent of a nigga that I'm not voting for, but
he just like
yeah.
himself some white femboys. That's all. You know what this remind me of? This remind me of. You ever seen that one? I wish I knew this woman's name. This is a particular model. It's like a woman who like sort of has like a little a boyish face. And every time this woman pops up, there is the most unfucking hinged caption attached to it. Like it'll be like, I can see why Rome fell. And I'm just like,
Oh
what's up
man.
with y'all? Like, but like what it is they keep calling this woman like a boy, like because they just think she's like a younger boy. And I'm just like, yo, like, bro, I'm gonna see if I can find an example. Probably not on the pod, but
Who's the model?
I don't know. I don't remember the name either. I think it's somewhere in my likes. I'd have to look, but this is what this reminds me of because it's like, yo, if it's something I know I've learned, these niggas go insane about these white femboys, yo. They not playing
Yeah, I
about
was
that
literally about to say the way society has trended and the way that we're moving, it is almost, if not fully socially acceptable to like feminine men, which is it's a good thing, but it's not a
shit.
good thing the way that niggas are treating it like a fetish at this point. Like
No, ain't no
when niggas
treating
be
it.
saying like
Niggas are
femboy,
absolutely doing it. Yeah, yeah.
when niggas be talking about femboys and quote unquote traps and shit like that,
Trap.
that's that's where society is right now. Like and I don't know the model you're talking about, but I know exactly what you're talking about when niggas be saying,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, when
you
niggas
know
post the
the
Vegeta face where he's like throwing up and vomiting, he's like, I don't care anymore. And that's
bag.
what niggas are on right now.
Yeah, nah, I wish like I'm looking through my like now, hoping I could find it, but I couldn't find it. But that shit. Oh! Just as I say it, just as I say, hold on. I can't even. I literally cannot read this on air.
Okay,
Like,
nah.
but
No,
like,
just send it to me and then I'll read it on air for you. I'll take the heat.
I'll take the heat. Not I'll take the heat. This is it though. Every time they post this woman, yo, it's one. It genuinely will be
Oh,
like.
she definitely just looks like a young boy, a young child.
And it's like again the most insane, unbelievable
So,
nuts. So
and this, she doesn't look like a femboy, feminine boy. She literally looks like a child. So is this like something else other than
well, I
like,
mean, you know it's something else, but let's not.
let's
We don't
just
have to
move on.
say the
Yeah,
word.
'cause
um.
I don't like how society is right now. Feels like we're in a
Okay. All
bad
right. But
place.
hold on. So I'm almost done with the quirked up white boy. So McNally also follows a Finn fan page that posts edited pictures of Finn, including one with the
Okay,
background declaring him a bad bitch, of course.
okay, yeah,
Um.
yeah.
At one point, according to his Instagram post, Finn's profile on the site included the message, I am a hoe. I am the one that gets free weed for giving head.
Oh,
Um,
wait. And a Tennessee Republican lieutenant governor, like you can't make this is like an episode of Key and Peele or the Chappelle Show.
He said, "Shit is weird, man." He said, "That's just a pretty white woman to me." He said, "I got him, not to these niggas." Bro, I tell like you're reading the caption. When I tell you, I've seen this woman posted maybe 3 or 4 times, and the caption is never English.
He didn't even say one of the most alarming tweets or sentences. He said one of the most alarming
Paragraph.
paragraphs. Niggas are writing soliloquies, thesis statements. Niggas are going to war like Helen of Troy for this
Yeah, nigga,
young
this
woman.
and it's just insane. But yeah, so to make a long story short, Finn basically just said that he thinks McNally follows him because he quote enjoys who I am. And boy, are you right about that.
Oh yeah, he enjoy everything about you.
Boy, oh he's jacking that. No
Check the
pun
niggas in your
intended.
OnlyFans. He probably there too.
Yeah, he's jacking that, no pun intended. But
No pun intended. He jacking something. Well, no, he old. He just watching. He got the old man gaze. He can't really do
he
nothing.
just watching, he got the old man get yeah, I don't think so.
You think
he
you
said
no,
he said I want you.
no. I agree. He want to do something, but at his age, he can't.
Hmm.
Wait. Side tangent. You think it's like a old nigga he's not married? You think old niggas be popping Viagra's to self service?
Yeah, they be honey packed up. What you think?
I have
Nigga,
never seen an old
mix
nigga
the
talk
honey pack
about
with you gotta mix the honey pack with the Metamucil, nigga.
a Metamucil. They all right. At least they take care of their health. What's crazy is all the honey pack and the maca and the ashwagandha. I never hear old niggas talk about this. It's always niggas that are young and should be good to go.
Hey, look, man. You know, I don't want to talk about the real pandemic, which is
Rampant drug abuse and
yeah,
infertility and limp
which
wit
is
disorder.
apparently male infertility. I don't know what's going on here, but I mean, most of it makes sense though, because when you really think about the shit that affects your sex drive, like libido and all of that, it be the shit niggas be doing. They be mad smoking, mad drinking, no exercise, sedentary lifestyle, stress, depression, mental illness. Like nigga,
I was
you
gonna
have
say
all the
also a
things.
lot of drugs for depression kill your sex drive.
I'm talking about even like these niggas don't got insurance. They they ain't getting no drugs.
Niggas just so depressed they just can't get it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not thinking about
thinking about
this
because you're
right
so
now.
depressed, you probably gonna smoke a bunch and drink a bunch to like it. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. Like it's a combo. So niggas getting whacked, and again, I don't know what the equivalent would because I'm sure women are suffering some way somehow from the same sort of circumstances, but I just don't know what it would how it would present itself. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think, and not to mention, I think that, but I think a lot of it is just niggas are just experimenting. I don't think it's all necessarily a huge like niggas can't get it up without the honey packs. I think niggas are just trying honey packs.
Niggas just
I
trying
think niggas is just trying shit, like
look,
for real. Like
if I can get harder and last longer, then why
it's
not?
right.
Fuck it.
I think it might be a nigga like, nah, I'm perfectly good, but like, fuck it, I could get rocked up. I could be cinder blocked up. Like,
That's how what's it called? That's how Blue Chew is advertised. It's not like Cialis or Viagra. He's just, hey man, if I want to be as hard as humanly possible, sometimes not humanly possible, shit.
he says sometimes. Yeah, no, I think that's really what it is. Like, I don't think so much of it is just infertility. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure fast forward 20 years from now and then doing studies that looked at the last 20, I'm sure, yeah, we'll see some trends. But I think a lot of it is genuinely probably just niggas are because niggas will try anything, bro. Like we always seen, like if they had Colts, niggas would go for it. If they still had crack, niggas would try it. Like they would, niggas would do any of this stuff. So I think a lot of it is just niggas trying it out. They might have did it once or twice and said, "Yeah, I'm jacking it. I'm with that." Like,
That seems
it,
concerning though, because like, I mean,
oh, it
we do it
is.
for so long. I
Yeah,
don't
I
even have
don't.
a problem with doing it or trying it. I mean, I would
Yeah,
try it, but it's just like you
like
do it for
6 years
so long
of
and
the
like
honey pack, yo. I
that's
don't want to know
all.
what that's. Ugh.
Imagine trying to get it up without that. After
12,
6 years of only doing
12 years of honey pack.
it.
Oh, man. 12 years a user. It's scary out here, man. Boy, is it scary. But nigga like me, what
Yeah,
I
you
need a
gonna do
honey
what?
pack for, yo? When they got these,
And they got these beautiful women that you're in love with, right?
I was gonna say when they got these
Quirked
beautiful
up
white
white
boys.
This
they got
nigga is
they, they got these beautiful white femboys out here. What I need a honey pack for? Oh man.
you got me there. I
Oh,
can't
man.
dispute.
Whew. Okay. Well, speaking of quirked up white people, I guess we can get into the casual racism of X Play. Because
Oh
this is
yeah.
kind of wild, honestly, to see all of this shit.
I ever since like I never even considered this or thought about any of this until that thread on Twitter. Like none of this
Hmm.
crossed my mind.
Hmm.
And like I'm pretty sure I've seen like every episode of X Play.
Yeah, I've
And
seen.
I
Well,
didn't
I
even
mean, it was 1,500 episodes. You probably didn't see them all, but yeah, you
X
saw a
Play
lot.
had 1,500. No, I definitely didn't see that many episodes.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't even get to G4 until 2004. You probably saw everything
Oh,
from
oh no,
G4
yeah, I
on.
saw everything. I didn't know X Play was a thing before G4. Yeah, I saw everything on G4. I didn't know X Play ran before that.
It ran since '98. That's crazy.
Oh, there's no fucking way I saw that shit now.
Well, it
Wait,
wasn't
was it the
called.
same host with Morgan Webb and Adam whatever his name is in the 90s?
Sessler was there. Adam Sessler was there. He was there
Was
before 2000. Let's see. Morgan Webb came on board as co-host in 2003.
she probably came on like right when it, went to G4.
Yeah, yeah. It was on G4 Tech TV in 2004, and before that, it
Okay,
was
yeah.
just on Tech TV. I don't even remember it. Tech TV. I don't know what the hell that is.
I remember Tech TV. I never watched it. Well, Tech TV wasn't on a lot of people's like cuz back in the day you had
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah. Like the
cables and
cable.
it was
Yeah,
yeah, so Tech TV, you either had Tech TV or G4 back in the day. So you
yeah.
had to like pick one and then they merged and
And then
then
'04, yeah, '04 emerged. But
yeah.
but you know what's so funny? Like because it's funny that one, this doesn't shock me. Of course, it saddens me because it's like,
It
damn,
shocked
I
me.
was
I
giving
was
it up like that. But the only reason why I say this doesn't shock me, right, is because when I'm thinking like there was like a tangential conversation that was going on Twitter last week about like niggas was talking about like Gen Z kids and like they was like, yo, like I need y'all to understand like just 15, 20 years ago, like bigotry was very flagrant. It was just out there. Like it was
yeah.
so flagrant. Like you didn't even bat an eye at shit that people would stop you for now. You know what I mean? Like, and it was
Well, when
funny
you
because
say bad and I, back in the day when we were kids, we more than likely didn't even know like just this exact
you know
situation.
we
We
wouldn't
didn't
have.
even
Yeah,
recognize
but
it.
what I'm saying is the adults who did recognize it
Oh
probably
yeah.
didn't look too far into it because it was just
That's
you
just how
lived
it
in a
was back
different
then.
world. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like '90s sitcoms. Like think about '90s sitcoms for example. I know this is a little bit before that, but it's like '90s sitcoms. Every '90s, especially the black ones at least, every '90s sitcoms had what transgender
Gay jokes,
jokes, gay
transgender jokes.
jokes, fat
Yeah.
jokes,
Yeah.
special education, mentally challenged jokes. Like so, it's like that was like, and that was a running theme. And you could just tell, like some shows handle it horribly. Some shows were just like, we'll find a clever way to talk
We
about
got a
something.
quota. We gotta have a special
Yeah,
education joke, but we not
yeah,
gonna
right. But
handle it
he
messed
said,
up.
bro, I gotta say the R word at least twice this season, so I gotta get it off. But so you saw a lot of that, like, but it's crazy because people fail to realize. Again, I understand '98 seems like so far ago, but like 2003 was 20 years ago, and just 20 years ago, bro. Like put it this way: Obama
It's
became
crazy.
president when in 2008, right?
28.
So in 2008, when Obama was doing it, when Obama, when Obama was running his campaign, like what 2007, he pretty much had to say, "Nah, I'm not about to pass no gay marriage bill because that still was unpopular, nigga.
Yeah.
It was still unpopular amongst his own party in 2007, right? Like to put that in perspective, nigga, in 2007, I was 14. You know what I'm saying? So it's like by the time I became cognizant of the world, it was just beginning to shift. You know, by the time I'm say what 12, 13, we talking 2005. Once you start to get to '05 to like 2010, that's where the shit really began. Like where niggas is like, all right, look, we live in a different world. We kind of can't really get all the same shit off. Like, and
You know what's kind of fucked up about all that?
Mm-hmm.
people like we had enough sense to realize that once we actually, grew up and understood, hey, this is kind of fucked up. We stopped doing the shit. But a lot of people just adopted that and that was their whole personality. Like, I don't know about you, but I watched South Park and Family Guy growing up. But
Mm-hmm.
then once I got to a certain age, I was just like, this why they saying that so much? And then I stopped saying it. I grew as a person and I stopped doing what they was doing. But some people they didn't grow past it and they just continued to be quote unquote edgy and they continue to say fucked up things. Like some people just don't grow as people and don't, fucking learn anything, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that, and I think another part of it is a lot of people make something their personality, whether it's being
Yeah.
offensive, whether it's
Oh yeah, that's
telling
sad.
edgy jokes, being an edge lord, all of that shit. And so the part that's even worse is it's one thing like when Stranger Things is your personality, right? And it's just like, oh, say there's a bad season, like, all right, you still got to be a stan and da da da. But it's another thing when your personality is being an edge lord and you live in a world that is literally changing and getting away from being edgy. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, the world is still shitty. Like, there's still a place in the world for you, Mr. Edgelord. But being openly, invisibly, and most notably, like this being the main personality trait of being an edgelord, that's just not accepted anymore. You can
Yeah.
still be an edgelord. I mean, it sells. Look around you. Look at
Look at
Twitter.
most
Look at every
comedians.
yeah. Look at most comedians. Look at Twitter. Look at entertainment in general. Being an edgelord sells. It always has, and it always will. I don't care what society or what. But it's like the definition of an edgelord has changed, and that's the problem for some people. That when they've made this their personality, there's this stagnancy that kicks in where it's like I'm the 2008 edgelord for always and forever, and it's like okay, but it just won't work anymore. Like you live in a world that's not jacking it. You know what I'm saying? Like they are totally fine with you being edgy and offending certain groups and being rude and bigoted against it. Like, don't ever think that there's not room for that. There is, dog. But and again, that's not even to inspire, but it's just like people will still accept you being a bigot. You're so far in the past, you just don't understand what it's like to be a bigot today.
Yeah, you gotta evolve as a bigot.
And it's a
Stop
fundamental
saying the
difference.
quiet part. Do dog whistle. Stop saying the quiet parts out loud.
Yeah, or if you do say them out loud, you gotta understand what groups you around, what part, like, and that's the part where, again, it all falls apart because a lot of these niggas just don't have the coof. They don't have any of
Yeah.
that shit. Like, they don't know. Like, for example, you ever seen them Reddit posts about them dudes like, oh, I was at my job and I talked politics with people and I got fired. Like, bro, I've spoken politics with many of my coworkers and never got fired. You want to know how? Because if they said some shit I vehemently disagreed with, I would
Oh
just
yeah.
shut the fuck up.
I literally do not talk politics with anybody at work. Luckily, I work at a pretty liberal company where I most of the people that work there they agree with most of the things I agree with, but I'm a little more what should I put it? Uh
And
violent.
I'm gonna say insane.
Well, yeah, yeah, that too. But so
Radical, I suppose, might be the word.
radical, yeah, yeah, radical is a good word. So, whenever they start talking about how fucked up the government is, I always dial it back and like, yeah, you're right. How do you think it's fucked up? And then when they say, oh, okay, you just want healthcare, then, or when they say, oh, okay, I just want healthcare, I just dial it back. I just kind of like, no,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we shouldn't
and
overthrow the government.
that's knowing your audience,
That's
right?
just,
Like,
yeah, it's common sense, honestly. Like,
but and it was so funny though, because I remember when they made that post about like the Gen Z kids. Like at first, I literally had to look up. I was like, "What the hell is Gen Z? Like, what range does that include?" And Gen Z was 98 to 2012, I believe. So it was like, dog, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you were in Gen Z, you weren't there for that. Like, I'm not even being
yeah,
rude, but like, I'm just trying to get you to understand. Like, at best, you were 10 in 2008, right?
yeah,
Like, by the
very
time
best,
you
yeah,
hit to an age to where you can kind of understand the world on a different, like, I'm talking maybe 13, 14, 15. Like, it was 2011. It was kind of already, it had already begun by then. And
yeah.
the world you lived it, think about it. Like, y'all nigga, you wouldn't, if you were born in 98, dog, you wouldn't remember shit happening when you was 5 for real, for real. Like, I really don't think so. So my thing is like the whole argument that a lot of these niggas is making, like, oh, we was there, we were alive, like, but being there and being alive are not
You
the
were,
same thing.
yeah, exactly. You said the operative word. I was alive.
Right, exactly. Because perfect example is I was born in '93. Like, so I can't fully speak to what the '90s was because by the time I was old enough to really even understand any of that shit, the '90s was over.
Yeah,
So like I can understand being born in '86 and you having a good grasp on what the '90s was because you know what I mean? Like you grew up in the '90s. Like, but I grew up in the 2000s. I was born in '93. I had 7 years in the '90s, so I remember the '90s
I was
because
gonna
I
say
was
I would
there.
still say you're a '90s baby
No,
if
I
you're
am a
born
'90s baby. I would
in
never say I'm not. But at the same time, I still don't have that same like grasp of okay, like because think about it. My view of the '90s was through the mind of at best a 7-year-old.
yeah,
I was
literally.
7 in 2000. So
You
like
was
you
thinking
talking
about He-Man and Thundercats. You know what the
right,
fuck was
exactly.
going
So
on.
I'm thinking of toys. So I know all the '90s toys, the '90s decor and stuff that I see, the restaurants, the fast food spots. Like I know all of that shit. But it's like I wouldn't know the real intricate policy and political implications of because I was not of that mindset and that whatever when I was in the '90s. So it's like if you were born in '98, brother, by the time and don't get me wrong, kids are getting that political consciousness a little earlier now. But again, let's say you get that shit at 13, brother. It's still 2011 by the time you have an understanding. So again, you can see you probably saw the last little bit of it, but I think that's what it is. So it's like it's one of those things where like a lot of people really just are not very like they don't understand. Like, bro, listen, the world 20 years ago was not the same place, bro.
At all.
And now I think we're seeing a ratchet effect, right? Where it's like shit got they cleaned up a whole bunch of shit between TV, between entertainment in general. Because I remember what TV was
Oh yeah, this shit
in
was
in,
dirty.
in in the '90s and early 2000s. The TV was again literally Exhibit A being X-Play, right? Where it's just like I can just casually get my Asian jokes off, my Chinese hate
We
off.
kind of took a diversion. We kind of got off topic. We didn't actually explain what X-Play was talking about or what they were doing. We just
Oh no, we
talked
could.
about X-Play and then went to niggas being racist.
Yeah, no, no. So literally, well, I mean, I opened with the casual racism of X-Play, but it's literally like they were, and again, I would have to hold on, let me go get
Pull
the
up like the
actual
exact
ones.
video. They were so gun ho about anti-Asian games, like to the
Hmm.
point where it was an agenda. It was propaganda.
No,
Because
you could
like
tell.
I saw too many clips, and they were openly racist, like making bomb jokes. They were making jokes like they were doing the voice, like me so horny voice. They were doing that. They were doing anything in their power to make specifically Japanese games, JRPGs at that, just look as unappealing as possible. And
Hmm.
I kind of gotta wonder at some point, did that affect us as kids watching that? Because like, uh,
I'm sure it did. I mean, think about it. Some
I'm
people
not
to
a
this day
fan
aren't
of.
RPG guys.
I was gonna say I'm an RPG guy, but to this day, I don't like turn-based games, and a lot of JRPGs back in that time were turn-based.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
The
So
last turn-based RPG game I played, besides Pokemon, because Pokemon is different, that's an outlier.
yeah, right. And
Was
Pokemon was one of those where it's like it transcended.
yeah, that transcends everything. I think Final Fantasy X, X and X2. That was the last turn-based game that I played that I remember playing as a kid.
Yeah, and the crazy shit is like the games that they were shitting on were games that
Were
were
good.
that were well reviewed. Like Bate Gaito's Origins was well reviewed. It was a
And,
prequel to a cult classic that people liked.
and you know what makes this even more clear that this was an agenda that somebody was putting out? Once, like we were just talking about how stuff started to change in like 2007, 2008.
Hmm.
Once things started to change, X-Play did too. They stopped doing the anti-Japanese game rants and they started to review these games properly, and they started to review games like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and they gave them good reviews. Crazy.
Hmm. And don't get me wrong, like they had a dancing game, and then there was just
The
like my
dancing game was so obscenely
yeah,
fucking
that one
racist.
was nuts.
That was one of the worst ones.
Yeah, that one it was
We're not gonna
insane.
say none of the stuff they're saying, but anybody that's interested, just look up old. Um, what do you know the name of the game?
What the dance game?
Yeah, that's look up X
Para
player review of that.
Paradise.
Paradise. Look up an X player review of that. And what was the other game that you said? You
It was
said
Baten Kaitos Origins.
is that the one where they're making the bomb jokes?
There was a Shadow the Hedgehog in a review.
Oh, with the black creatures. No, yeah. Oh, that one was crazy because it wasn't racist, and they made it racist when they were talking about there's no white creatures like that one. That was hilarious because even now people still make fun of the disgusting black
Mm-hmm.
creatures, but they took a fun little haha, but and then they fucked that all the way up. That was terrible.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I honestly like that whole. Don't get me wrong. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog one was nuts, but like I didn't think that one was that crazy to me. But the rest of those were insane. So, like including that other one I sent you from like their launch event or some shit.
Yeah.
That's the part that killed me. It was like, who knows anything about Japanese history? There was some spam samurai. They ceremonially killed themselves. Da da da. This and that. And then
Yeah, that's that. I think that was the
that
most
one was
racist one.
insane.
That was crazy.
Somebody said,
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about where they talk about the bombs. They said, "Who knows anything about Japanese history?" There was some
mhm,
samurai. They killed themselves. They got bombed, and then they became a normal society.
and this was
Man,
all in service of Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. Like, what fucking game is that, dog? And then they proceeded to shit on the game anyway. So it's
y'all doing this over an unknown game that nobody would give a fuck about anyway, bro? Really?
like that's the part that is weird to me. Like, this game came out first in North America. It was made for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, the game was made for us, so it's like I don't even understand why is it. Yeah, it's a Sony online entertainment game, but like that's technically Japanese. But
Sony is Japanese. Sony is owned by the Japanese, so I
yeah,
gotta be
I know,
racist.
technically, but like dog, like
Gotta be racist,
this
bro.
game wasn't for them. Like this released over there, and I was like, bro, we already got Dynasty Wars. Like,
This is the American version of Dynasty
yeah, they
Warriors.
wasn't
This is
touching
what's
this
trying to
shit.
say.
Like, but yeah, no. So that's what I mean though, because like a lot of this, like again, that last one we saw, the Japanese history, that was '05 or '06, excuse me. That was the PS3 launch. You know that's what I mean though. Like '06. Again, if you're born in '98, dog, you're 8.
You
You
don't understand
don't
what's going
know.
on.
You couldn't possibly know. You couldn't possibly know.
Shit,
And
we
so
didn't know.
exactly my point, nigga. I'm 13. I didn't know neither. I
I didn't
promise
catch
you.
none of that shit.
I promise you. But that's kind of my whole point, where it's just like, nah, we do lose that a little. We lose sight of that a little bit in these conversations, where it's just like, dog, it wasn't that long. Like I remember somebody said it the other day, like before we had the right to marry, like gay marriage, and I was just thinking like.
That was Obama's administration.
One, and then I was just like, wait, that's crazy because
Niggas got the ability to get married in our lifetime. This wasn't like the civil rights era in the 60s, nigga. This was in the 2000s, bro.
like that was insane. Like that, what year was that?
Like, it was wild.
2014?
Yeah, yeah. First off, it's crazy that it took to the second term for Obama to do that, but
No, of course he did. He had to do that on the way out. But my
yeah,
whole
he
thing
pretty much got
was,
like that
it
off.
was still 24. I'm trying to find the exact damn year.
I'm pretty sure it was 2014.
2015 he won a case, so
2015.
I would assume it was 2014.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. 24, bro. That was 9 years ago. Like niggas have like that's the part that blows my mind. Where it's like, dog, like y'all have to really put this in perspective, dog. Like there are folks again. So you born 98, 2014, you were 16. You understand? Like this is what I mean when I say like, dog. It was not that long ago. It was not that the oldest Gen Zer, right? The oldest Gen Zer would be 25. Dog, you saw this halfway through your
Damn,
life.
25.
So like that's what I mean when I just say like, nah, you weren't there. You were there, you were alive, but you weren't there. And it's not even a slight. That's just like for you to understand, like,
Facts.
dog, like that world we was living in, you was part of it and you ain't even know it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, yeah, in hindsight, it's easy to say, oh yeah, I was always on that weird shit, da da da. But everybody around there was on that weird shit. Like, and you know what else this reminds me of? And then I'll get off it after this, but This also reminds me of when niggas talk about the early days of Twitter, where they was talking about all niggas did was shit on, like basically it was like whatever group was getting shitted on this week, everybody would join in.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we shitting on fat people, cool. Let me get my turn. Like, oh, we shitting on dark skinned people, cool. Let me get my turn. Like, so it's sort of the same sort of thing where it's like, dog, if you weren't there, you would really not know. Like, there was a point in time where niggas were disgustingly just bigoted,
For
like
no
openly,
reason.
and you could get it off, and like niggas would applaud it, damn near. Like niggas are just yo, that's great, boo, hey, wow. So
Literally. Sadly.
that's just the thing where I just like, look, we come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. Let's see. Where do we want to go from here?
After such a somber subject as racism and gaming as
And
kids,
bigotry.
ruined childhoods, where do you want to go
Well,
from there?
I'll tell you what. If we want to talk about ruined childhoods, we could talk about this Alabama girls basketball team.
Yeah, all right, let's get into it.
All right, so there was a Alabama youth girls basketball team that was told, quote, they would lose their practice facility unless they agreed to play in a boys' league. Not sure why that's even the
Now, I was gonna
ultimatum
say,
y'all were given.
why?
So basically, they were playing in a competitive girls' league representing Spain Park. All are fifth graders in the Hoover school system. Halfway through the
Uber,
season,
as in California?
nigga, Hoover. I don't fucking know. Just Hoover. This is in
No.
Alabama.
Oh, wait, you did say Alabama. My bad. You
Uh,
said I heard Hoover and I thought Crip immediately.
this nigga, man. Yeah, the Crip school system, man. Get the hell out of here.
No, not the school. Just Hoover. Like that's where the Crips be. The Hoover Crips.
So halfway through their system, they were told they could not use the Hoover gyms for their practices unless they paid to play in the Hoover Rec League. They were told to stay together as a team. They had to play up a level in competition and play fifth grade boys. The girls were middle
Hello.
of the pack throughout the season, losing several close games by a few points. Playing the boys was a challenge they rose to meet. It made them better, this and that. They were told before the championship that they could play in it, but if they won, they wouldn't be allowed to have the trophy.
What? You gonna force them to play out of their league, and then if they win, you're not gonna let them have. Yo, suck my dick, bro.
So yeah, so to recap, right? They was basically told they will lose their practice facility unless they played in the boys' league. They did so, worked their ass off, won the league, and then were denied the championship for being girls.
You gotta start just violence,
Mm-hmm.
violence.
Now, the other
Who are
part
the
about this,
coaches that
yeah,
like
thank
were
you.
a
I was
part of
just
this?
about to say the
Yeah,
other part about this that's real nasty is whoever the coach is of that boys team that lost, you a hoe. Your mama a hoe. Your grandfather probably died in one of them wars, but you a hoe
the
for
bad
sure,
one
for sure.
on the bad side.
Mm-hmm. I don't care which one he went in. I don't care what side he was on. Rest in peace. Like you a super hoe for this. Like dog. Like your team lost to some girls. First off, they shouldn't have even been playing y'all in the first place, and then they still whooped y'all. You lost to them. And then now you going what? You ain't going to lie. Because to me, I would forfeit that. So like, there ain't no way I'm playing a team full of girls, we lose, and then I take their trophy. That's insane.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. You are a shithead, degenerate piece of shit, loser. L bozo.
Elbows or your L's in chat, yeah. So obviously you wouldn't be too shocked to learn that according to the Institute for Women's Policy Research, Alabama ranks last in the nation when it comes to women. Uh
Of course, niggas Alabama.
yeah, no, of course, of course. So of course, the city of Hoover and the rec center reached out about making things right for the girls. There's been no update on what that actually means. And
Probably nothing.
this is insane. This is insane. Uh, let's see. They have limited gym space and high demand for practice facilities makes it difficult to accommodate anyone. Their policy has always been that if you want to use a Hoover gym for OTM practice, I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
OTM practice, then you must participate in the rec league. Most coaches want to keep their OTM team together and play them in the rec league. Since this would be an unfair advantage because most of the OTM teams are comprised of the best players, they're required to play up by 2 grade levels. In this case, the girls are in fifth, and there is no seventh grade girls rec league. They had to play against the fifth boys. In the past, the league tells the coaches well in advance that you can sit out the tournament or you can play, but you will not get a trophy. In the 15 plus years I've coached, I've never seen a team win it all playing up. So congratulations to these girls and the coaches for this and that. Yeah, no, this is dog shit. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care what y'all policy is, nigga. Like, y'all are being goofs. Y'all are goofs.
Even if you excuse all the bullshit, which you shouldn't, the fact that you're saying, oh well, people usually don't play up and win. Oh well, they did it, but you're still not gonna give them the trophy even though they won.
No, of course not. Why would I
God,
do that? I'm not gonna. He said death. But yeah, so that was some goofy shit, some super goofy shit. And from one goof to another, let's talk about Chris Rock's stand-up.
ooh.
This shit stinks.
Did you watch it? I haven't watched it. I don't give a shit.
I watched the last 4 minutes, the closer, right?
Pretty
And,
close.
and I get it. People are like, "Oh, you can't judge it." No, I can. You're a comedian. Your closer does give me a very good look into how you wanted to do what you wanted to show. Not to mention the last, I think, 10 minutes is pretty much when he talked about the Will Smith shit anyway. So be real here. No one came for
Looks
the
like
first
all the
hour
clips
in it.
that you see online is when he actually talked about the Will Smith shit.
Yes, the last like that clip you saw, it's like the
That's
last
fine.
4 or 5 minutes. That's the part that everyone came to watch. So it's like
Got
you
you.
go to watch that, and I watched that clip, and just off the clip alone, I was just like, yo, this I mean, this is up there. I can't say it's the lamest shit I've seen, but this is arguably the lamest shit I've ever like. This is unbelievably corny, like
Yeah.
so corny. Because one, you did a tour off of this nigga's name for a year. You did a victim tour for a year, and then sat up here and then screamed about selective cancellation, brother,
He
brother,
was
brother,
talking
brother.
about cancel culture.
Bro, of course he was. The name of the shit was outrage.
Oh my god! Even Chris Rock is falling to this shit.
Right now, mind you, with that being said, I didn't watch the entire special, but I was told there were quite a few jokes about quite a few different topics. And once I heard the topics, I just said to myself, this is what happens. For anyone watching and listening, this is what happens when a wash nigga knows he's washed and is just trying my best to stay out there. I'm trying to stay
He
afloat.
just
This nigga
I'm
made
Chinese
jokes.
in him.
Next nigga did a Beyonce joke.
For
This
what?
nigga, I'm gonna keep going. This nigga did abortion jokes.
For
This nigga
what?
did the transgender jokes.
For
He did
what?
Meghan Markle jokes. It's like, dog, are you
Nigga, what? He did Meghan Markle's joke just because South Park did. Because there's no who the
not
fuck
even
is been
just
talking
because
about
South
Meghan
Park?
Markle in the last fucking I don't know since they
Few
moved?
months, few months. But that's my whole point. That's exactly my point. Stay right there. Stay right fucking there. You just figured it out, nigga. How is it that you have content in here that seems like it was current 6 or 7 months ago? Right? So then I find out he had remember when he was touring like right after the slap?
Yeah.
He was doing shows, and apparently from people who saw those shows, this set is like 60 to 70% that.
Oh, so he's just recycling everything.
So I was like, so you mean to tell me you did a whole tour and now you're doing a paid live Netflix show or whatever, and it's 60 to 70% the same content, and the 30 you added in was part of that 4 minute monologue, which fucking stunk. You're done for. You're done for. Look at Chris Rock, you listen to me and you listen to me good, nigga. Stay off that fucking stage, nigga. You stink. This is terrible. This is
Yeah.
terrible. Like utterly dog shit. Like, and granted, my whole thing is the specific part, like the last 4 minutes, I saw so many things in those last 4 minutes. I was just like, I'm not going to. I will never give you this a chance. I will never give you an hour and some change of my time. I'm never gonna give you a chance because that last 4 minutes kind of told me everything I needed to see. Because you campaigned for a year, whole fucking year, by the way, fundraising, GoFundMe ass nigga, off of the back of this smack, just for
Oh,
you to
funny ass nigga.
just for you to finally address it in the last 4 minutes, and it's the lamest shit I ever heard on so many levels. Right? There was one part where he mentioned everyone calling Will Smith a bitch, and he didn't just say it like in general. He said people's names like Charlamagne called him a bitch. Da-da-da called him a bitch. Drink Champs called him a bitch. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Mhm.
All of that, ad nauseum. And I kept thinking to myself, when did those people call Will a bitch? They clowned Will, for sure. They definitely spoke on the content. But Will Smith? Who called Will Smith a bitch? You see what I'm saying? Like, so again, but it's the same thing where, like, so you got a problem with Will Smith, but instead of you saying you think he's a bitch, you gonna make it seem like we all collectively agreed Will Smith was a bitch. Who thought the guy who got up on stage at the Oscars and smacked you in your fucking mouth was a bitch? Who thought that?
The nigga that got slapped.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. But then let him tell it. It's all of us who thought it secretly. And I'm just saying what everyone's
He's just
thinking.
brave enough to say it.
Yeah, I'm just brave enough to say what everyone's thinking, right? So he does this and he goes on, but mind you, it takes too long. It's like 45 seconds. He's like, Charlamagne called them a bitch. So-and-so called them a bitch. And he does this with like 9 more people. And I'm just like, bro, this is dragging on way too long, right? So then he goes through that whole segment there. And then he's like, they all called him a bitch. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't even say nothing about none of that. He's like, so it's crazy to me that you would slap me, but not all these niggas who was getting at you. And
all
then
the
even
niggas
that,
was getting at him was all right. Go
and
ahead.
even that, I thought that was goofy because one, all them niggas that was getting at me are not in front of me right now. One,
And also, they are getting at me, not my wife, which was the
thank you.
reason that you got slapped.
Yeah. Two, and then three, nigga, you are joking about my wife's insecurity on stage after I just spent the last few months under siege from all of these people you're naming. Yeah, no. I'm gonna snap on you and smack you in your mouth. That's how this plays out. Like 50 things happen to you, and you say, I swear, bro, I swear. All it take the next nigga. I'm telling you right now, the next nigga to speak to me in a tone that I don't find, man. And guess what? You were the next nigga. So it's like I like the nerve of a nigga to get on national television and joke about my wife's insecurity, and then play victim and say, well, why you smack me and not the other niggas who said worse about your wife? Because they're not in front of me and they didn't say it to my face. What are you talking about?
Also, didn't say worse about my wife. They supposedly were calling me a bitch, not my wife.
No, some of them did say worse about his wife. But my whole point is, guess what? If you're a guy in San Francisco and bro, I'm not coming to hunt you down. You are at an event that I am literally at, and I'm in front of you. I'm 25 feet from you. You're looking right at me and my wife when you said it. Yeah, I'm hitting you. You're the person I can hit. I can't hit the guy on the radio who lives 600 miles from me. I can hit you, though. You're right there. Right? And then to make this even worse, he was like, well, of course, Will would hit the dude who can't fight back. Like, everybody knows Will would beat me in a fight. And I was just like, yo, wow.
Why can't you? Did you just make yourself the bitch in this situation? Why can't you fight back?
No, you're the victim. He's the victim, remember? He's the victim. That's why
I'm
he
trying to
can't fight
figure
back.
out why another grown man can't fight.
But Will Smith would, of course, Will Smith would beat him up. So it's like, you look corny for beating up a nigga you know you can beat up. Even though the nigga I know I can beat up was running his mouth.
Nigga, if we didn't take any of this slap situation into account, and we were just talking about 2 black comedians in Hollywood and their personas and the shit that they put out, I would think Chris Rock would be the one to beat Will Smith up. Will Smith always been this jovial, happy, yeah guy. Chris Rock, I would see Chris Rock slapping Will Smith over Will Smith grabbing him.
I ain't gonna hold you. If we talking a fight, I would never. I think Chris Rock's right. I would see him getting washed, but that's not the point. Whether you see your here's the actually, you know what? Let's pretend it is the point because I want to kick your ass now, right? Let's say that's literally the fucking point, right? That this is a nigga who you know, and Will knows. Everyone knows, right? Let's just pretend the whole world knows. Will Smith will dog him. So let me put myself in this situation for a second, right? The Rock will probably he probably would give me a hard time, right? Like I
I feel like this gap is kind of crazy.
Nah, look, because like the Rock he would put up a good fight, but I eventually get. But he will fight back hard. He will fight back hard, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I knew the Rock could beat my ass in a fight, you know what I wouldn't do?
Antagonize the Rock.
I wouldn't antagonize the Rock 25 feet away from him and then talk about his wife in doing so. That's just me, though. That's just me. Like, if I knew a nigga could whoop my ass and I knew a nigga possibly wanted to whoop someone's ass because he had been getting dragged through the fucking mud for months. And I knew that nigga was probably just tense from getting shitted on, his whole relationship getting shitted on, him as a man getting shitted on. Like, I would think, taking all those things into account, okay, if I'm gonna clown on anybody here, listen, mind you might clown on somebody else who's going through worse shit, but you know what Will's going through because you've seen it publicly. We all did. So for you to still make that joke, knowing he could beat your ass, right? Knowing people have been on his ass, knowing people have allegedly, again, like you say, have been calling him a bitch all for months. You're an idiot. You better wear that smack. Earn it. You earned it, nigga. Congratulations. You earned that smack.
It's a badge of honor.
And this is my last shit on it. But his finals, like his mic drop statement, to me was.
You gotta say the statement. What was it?
No, I will. It was horrible. It was like, and horrible is not strong enough. Hatred's not strong enough. I need something more powerful, more palpable, because it was despicable, dare I say, dastardly even. This nigga sat up here and said, Will smacked me, da-da-da, this and that. And it was like right after the whole thing about him being bigger and da-da-da. And he pretty much said, Will smacked me in front of everybody, da-da-da. But tell you what, the only reason why I ain't fight back is because my mama always taught. No. He said the reason why I fought back was because I had both of my parents. And my mama always taught me never fight in front of white people. And then drop the mic.
What? All right, yo. Nah, get this nigga out of here, yo. Nah, get him out of here. No.
You not jacking that?
No. Absolutely not. No, under no circumstances am I jacking that. No. Yeah. Don't front in front of white. So we're doing the tap dancing. We're doing the fucking. All right, yo. We Sambos now. Master said we gotta act right, yo. We gotta, because white people are the paragon of acting right. You gotta act like white people. You can't act up in front of white people. Yo, Chris Rock, suck my fucking dick, yo. You loser ass nigga. I wouldn't have gave a shit about everything you said was lame, but I wouldn't have gave a shit until you started tap dancing for white people. I can't hit a nigga in front of white people because it's gonna make me look bad. Yo, suck a dick, bro.
Now, remember what I'm saying.
It gets worse?
No. No, it does when we add more context. Like, nothing new happened, but I'm gonna add a little bit of context, right? Chris Rock did a movie, an American documentary, in fact, via HBO.
Did he? When was
that premiered at the Sundance Festival, called Good Hair in 2009. You remember this?
Oh,
you do.
I didn't know Chris Rock made that. I heard about that movie.
That was his. So let me ask you a question, right? In a movie where Chris Rock visits scientific laboratories and speaks to a whole bunch of people that he interviews, right? Many black women, some of them celebrities, some of them actual I forgot what you call it, like not political commentary, but public figures, right? Mm-hmm. To get their personal experiences about dealing with their hair, and then the pressure that comes with it, and how people view you, and so on and so forth, right?
Right.
So imagine that you gained all of those cultural insights from this movie, and then you proceeded to still make an alopecia joke to a black woman in front of all these white people at the Oscars.
You made a whole movie in 2019 about black women and their hair, and then you make a bald-headed black woman joke
in front of white people. Don't forget that part. Please don't forget that part.
Because you don't slap people in front of white people, but you can make fun of black women in front of.
Yeah, you just clown black women's hair in front of white people, right? Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I was gonna say I mean this, and heed my words. Like, I don't want to hear or see this nigga ever again. You understand me? I don't want to hear from this nigga. I want nothing more from this nigga. Get out of my face. You're done. You are done, nigga. Do you hear me? Like, you are washed, and this is all you've got left. Enjoy your little cash, nigga, and get the fuck away from a stage, a mic, a phone. I don't want to see you tweeting. I don't want to see nothing from you anymore. You let Louis C.K. man. No. I'm done.
Yeah, you let Louis C.K. in front of your black ass face say the N-word. Was it multiple times? Did he say it multiple? And Jerry Seinfeld
is the voice of reason. Unbelievable. Fucking Seinfeld is the voice of reason.
respect to Jerry. I mean, he's Jewish, so he understands how it
I
is to be
mean,
persecuted.
Jerry Seinfeld is not a great guy, but even he gets it. Like, and that's the sad part.
Wait. I'm not a Jerry Seinfeld fan. I don't know anything about Jerry Seinfeld. I never even really watched Seinfeld like that. But why is he not a good guy? I love T. I just want to know why niggas are terrible.
Uh,
What he do? What he do? I
what?
know Kramer's a bad guy, obviously.
Well, yeah. Kramer had that one, but well, I
What
mean,
Jerry do?
look where he came from. But
What did Jerry do?
he's said a few things. Like he's had I'm trying to think. He had a few with fucking Lady Gaga. He
He had
was
a feud with Lady Gaga over what?
yeah. It was I don't know. Who cares?
I guess. Yeah.
Mind you, the B movie was a kids movie, and there was a lot of sexual innuendo in there. He pretty much was making things about. So he basically was saying like his daughter doesn't know what sexism is, and he's got shitty perspectives on men and women, like
Is
relationships.
he saying that like he didn't teach his daughter what sexism is?
Of course he didn't. How the hell would he? You think he did it? And then most notably, he dated a 17-year-old when he was 38.
Oh, ew.
So I mean, yeah, that's probably
Yeah, that's probably the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, right?
that's probably the one for real, for real. But
Yeah, you could have started and ended with that one, honestly.
yeah. I probably really could have. But mind you, this is my whole point, right? This is like my whole point. Like when a guy like this is like, but granted, and that's even the funniest part. Like I'm thinking to myself, now let's look at that room in hindsight. Ricky Gervais is a ball bag of the highest degree. He was in that room as well. And he didn't jump in with the N word, but he was just laughing like, oh man, that's crazy. Wish I
I
had that.
wouldn't say that, but I don't give a shit if you did.
Wish I had that, man. Whoa, right? So Ricky
Wow.
Gervais is a ball bag who, I mean, mind you, he's a UK ball bag, so I don't know his brand of ball bagism, but it's bad enough.
He made
Um,
The Office, so I mean,
Ricky Gervais made The Office.
the UK Office, yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
him.
don't give a fuck about no UK Office, nigga.
Nigga, yeah. All
But
right, let
anyway,
me
I'm
go.
sorry, my bad. But yeah, who else was in there? Ricky Gervais, right? Boom, that's one. Seinfeld, I just brought that one up. Chris Rock, we see that now.
Yeah.
And then you got Louis C.K. Like you have a room full of four very nasty niggas. And the craziest thing is, you don't think it says anything about you. You don't think your company is at all indicative of who you
You're
are.
around the jack off in front of people, nigga. You in front of the date 17-year-olds when I'm 38-year-old, nigga.
You
You
front
in
of
front
the
of the
just be
nigga that
racist.
made The Office. That's his claim to fame, making The Office. That's
Oh no, Ricky Gervais defended Liam Neeson. Like he's a racist. Like he's more than
no,
that.
that was just a joke. I know he did worse things. I was saying the UK Office is bad, so that's why Ricky Gervais is
Yeah,
bad.
no, I'm just saying, like, I'm just making sure we know,
I
like,
didn't know he defended Liam Neeson though when he talked about going to hunt down. First of all,
yeah, he called him a
that
lovely man.
shit was
That's his friend.
so fucking funny. When was that like? How long ago was that? It feels like it was just yesterday when Liam Neeson was talking about going to hunt down a black fellow.
That was 2019. Liam Neeson was talking about.
That was so long. It felt like it was just yesterday. I feel like I just heard him talking about going. He was so bad. He went to go hunt down a random black guy, and people still love Liam Neeson, because he's taken, right?
He's definitely not racist.
According to Ricky Gervais, or
Yeah, but yeah, no, Ricky Gervais done a whole lot of LGBT jokes, and he's just a ballback. He's like, and
oh
he's
yeah,
a
I know.
shitty. But that's my
No, I
problem.
know.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, and again, I let me clarify. I do understand because you niggas literally aren't funny, but it's insane that you niggas are really up here like. It's just sad to watch niggas who at one point were funny, and again, I can't speak for the rest of them bum ass niggas, but to watch niggas who were funny, because let me make something clear. I I would say I was a Chris Rock fan as of whenever the fuck Tambourine came out.
What's
When the hell did that come
what's
out? That was a
Tambourine?
special he did.
That was a special.
Let's see what year that was. That was 2018. That one was
He did a
probably the,
special in 2018.
but that was the last. That was like the last one. Like that one, I was like, all right, this one is.
Like, if I'm being honest, I would say I'm more of a fan of his fucking brother than him. Honestly,
For real, right at this point. But like
not even
2018,
at this point, but yeah,
2018, I was like, yeah, okay, all right, this is
this ain't
decent.
really that good, but I let it slide. I mean,
Yeah, it
you're a
wasn't,
legend.
but
You can rest on your laurels.
yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. I ain't gonna really. But that was my whole thing where it's like you get that, and then after that, think about it. The only thing he's been starring in is fucking Adam Sandler movies and shit. Like, brother, you're done. You're washed. Get out of our fucking face. Get out of my fucking face, Chris. Get out of here. Let your brother handle this shit and get out of here, bro. We don't want to see you no more. And I'm speaking for us, nigga. I don't give a fuck who else is talking. You don't represent niggas no more. You ain't been telling jokes to
Nigga,
niggas
he hasn't
in
represented
decades.
niggas in yeah. I was about to say, what the fuck?
And the funniest thing is, I was even thinking about movies, and I was like, "What's that movie where he swapped bodies with the white dude?" And I started thinking to myself,
What was the movie where he swapped bodies with the
I
white dude?
think Down to Earth was that the name of it? Yeah, Down to Earth.
Yo,
That was in
you just
2001.
unlocked something in
Yup,
my brain. I forgot
yup.
about that movie. What was that other movie? Head of State. That was
That
the
is
movie.
it. A lot of shit. When you really start to think about these, right? A lot of these films were just black people, but like, so the whites like it.
Yeah, that's his whole brand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, believe me. So it's like, dog, you haven't represented us really ever, maybe. But you were still funny at one point. But nope, it's over with. It's over with. Like, get the fuck on.
What low tier guy say? Get that ass banned.
No, I was gonna say something else.
Oh, you was gonna say something horrendous to get us
Yeah,
thrown off air forever.
that was what he said. You should unalive yourself now.
This nigga
With the
geeked
thunderstorm in
up.
the background when he
Yeah.
said it. Now. What else we got left? I'm about to speed through some of this. I'm not talking about DeSantis and Disney. I don't really feel like doing that. I'm politicked enough for the day.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, DeSantis is going to war with Disney. He going over with me strictly because
he fighting
I'm
the
the
Kingdom Hearts
puppeteer.
niggas.
No, I'm the puppeteer behind the strings, pulling because I put the game in the water. So it's a long story. We can move on. We can move.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you allowed me to move on because I wanted to move on anyway.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I'm here for.
but yeah. What else? John Morant has been suspended for at least the next 4 games, and they said that he's indefinitely suspended. A police department, I think it was Glendale in Colorado.
They
They
cleared him
closed
of the
their
charges.
investigation, said they didn't
Yeah.
find nothing, but the team itself was just like, "Yeah, you're bugging."
Yeah,
Um,
no, like nigga, we don't rock with you after what
right.
you did, bro. We don't.
And I did see some people make comparisons. And don't get me wrong, the funny ones were funny, but the serious ones pissed me off.
What
Because
was
the funny
serious?
ones were just like, I know Kyrie probably sitting somewhere like, yo, y'all come look at this shit, yo. Like, and
Yo,
it was funny because I was like, I imagine Kyrie is just like, bro, this nigga got a burner. He holding the burner like a keychain and shit. And y'all letting that rock? He out here beating up 17-year-olds. Y'all letting that rock?
nigga, you saying
That's
something
crazy.
anti-Semitic? You know how many Jewish
Semetics.
people? I mean Semitic. You know how many Semitics are in the league, bro?
How many Semetics is insane?
I forgot. I
Uh,
briefly for a second forgot the
the
word.
word, yeah. He said, you know how many
You know,
uh,
I said anti-Semitic, so Semitic got to be it, right? You know how many Jewish people are involved in the league? So yes, these niggas are more mad at you than some random nigga with a gun.
one. And then that was one angle. And don't get me wrong, I don't even think that's the prevailing angle. Like it's definitely a visible angle. But I think the biggest angle here is think about this. When all of that shit, like the John Morant case is not in a vacuum. You get what I'm saying? Like, and what I mean by that is after Kyrie did what he did, he gets cut from Nike. Nike then picks up John Morant. John Morant's logo looks very similar to Kyrie's. His shoes look very similar to Kyrie's. You follow where I'm going here?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Kyrie cooked my bag, and mind you, Kyrie's were selling. His sneakers were selling. Like, don't let anyone fool you. Those sneakers were selling well. So basically, if I'm Nike, you cook my bag with that, and I found the new dude, and basically I'm like, all right, look, I'm gonna take like 70% your shoe, Let him freak a little bit, and he gonna have his own shoe. Then he starts doing this. Kyrie already crossed me. I can't afford to get double crossed.
Yeah.
So at this point, whether I like it or not, I've got to rock with Ja. And thankfully, he's not doing something that's going to force my hand. Right? Like, thankfully, he hasn't shot that shit off yet. Or he hasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, from what we've seen so far, which, granted, I don't even know how beating up a 17-year-old is not enough. But, I mean, you know, it's, again,
kids, nigga. We used to work kids in the mines.
He said used to.
Send them back.
But anyway, like, that's what I mean when I say, like, these are not events that happen in a vacuum. Like, I think if this Ja Morant thing happens first and there is no Kyrie thing, yeah, I think it's easy to just be like, yo, sit this nigga down.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
On the heels of you fucking up my bag, me having to recoup my costs, and then see, oh brother, now you're acting. No, listen, we gotta make sure he's fine, because I can't afford that. Because I don't know who to replace him with. He was already my plan B. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to plan C, nigga. Plan B has to work now at this point. So that's the only reason why I feel like these are a little bit different, because no, I wouldn't say. And again, I mean, but what has Ja Morant done besides talk shit and beat up this little kid? Like,
besides beat up this little kid,
yeah, no, beat up the little kid is the sticking point. But like, the league don't give a fuck. So like, besides that, what has he done? Like, nigga, you ignited a whole conversation that had them black Israelites outside of the Barclays, nigga. What?
He ignited a countrywide.
Yeah, bro, you're not gonna have no Israelites outside of my fucking Barclays Center and think I'm gonna get him out of here because he holding a little mini pistol in the club and shit. Which, honestly, the funniest part was, did you see the size of that gun? Why was that gun so small?
Because it was.
What caliber is that, nigga? That shit was a 1 millimeter pistol. Like what was that?
No, it was a pretty small firearm. I will say that it was a pretty small firearm.
That nigga had the Men in Black gun. Remember that shit that they gave Agent K early on?
The cricket.
He had that shit.
The cricket on him.
Keep that cricket on me. Shit chirping, nigga. Don't let it jump off the hip.
But it seems like Ja's camp, stupid as they may be, because they're gonna fuck up not only Ja's bag but their own bag. They all held it down because police couldn't find anything, so they dropped the case.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, and I think they're gonna hold it down because, like you said, they're well aware that he's the cash cow. But I think people fail to realize, and I think in this case, I don't think this is a matter of I'm being influenced by the people around me and that. I think this is a Ja issue. If I'm being honest, I genuinely do think this is a Ja issue because the only reason why I say that is because from what I've seen, it seemed like this little nigga got a drinking problem. And so you combine drinking problem.
You know, you saw that video of him drinking Casamigos on the plane, right?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah,
I sure did.
But,
and it's like
no. So like, I have a drinking problem, but I'm not.
You're not worth $230 million.
That's not what I was about to say. And you don't know what I'm worth. Don't disrespect me like that again.
At IRS, at CIA, at FBI,
at Avengers.
Yeah, at Avengers.
At 18. What I was about to say was, I don't go around beating people up and flashing guns and choking 17-year-olds after basketball games.
You're also not 23.
Wait, is Ja Morant only 23?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That boy brain ain't even finished.
Okay, yeah, no, he's still stupid.
Like, and that's the thing. Like,
that nigga dumb as hell. Okay,
it's still that, and then you combine alcohol, you combine being the man. You combine
niggas around him. You combine being a millionaire. There's a lot of factors in this. Yeah.
It's like, I'm the guy, bro. I'm the guy at 23, bro. I could never play ball again, and I'd be the guy.
This is why I just see. You said you think Ja's a problem. I still think it's his environment, because his own mother, who is probably in her 50s or 60s, you have a son that's in the NBA, is a millionaire. Why would you call him to fight a nigga at Foot Locker or Finish Line, wherever it was? His environment is the problem.
Because he's
obviously all these niggas are dumb. Every nigga around him is dumb.
But he could have showed up one deep. He could have showed up two deep. He could have sent somebody.
I'm still not
Like,
putting it on John. I'm putting it on his mama that called him. I'm
I
putting that
mean,
on
my thing
her.
is, you got to. It's him. Like, and granted, I'm not sitting up here saying
He's
like,
dumb. We just say he's 23. He's stupid.
well, I know, but if you're dumb, I'm not about to just say, well, because we know you're dumb. Any dumb thing you do, I have to
Yeah.
blame the people around you. Like, I'm not
Well,
jacking.
no, we don't gotta blame all the people around him, but we blame his mother for calling him.
I don't like. I
And
mean, but
where's
it
his
makes.
dad?
Oh,
Where's T. Morant?
I don't know what T doing. I don't know. I've heard T Morant or something. But
What you hear about T. Morant? You'll
I
say it.
I
Because I
don't
don't know.
know.
Yo,
I don't
you
know.
don't know.
But Fat Joe says that John
What
Morant
Fat Joe
father.
saying? Is Fat Joe's a prominent speaker in the black community?
Yes. John Morant's father. I can't even. Yo, forget it.
This fat Filipino nigga is the
Nah.
speaker in the black community?
Oh. Oh man, not this fat Filipino nigga, yo. Come on, yo.
I hope
Oh,
that's not racist. I'm like 95% sure that's what he
I don't think he Filipino either. I think he like Puerto Rican or something.
Is he? Oh damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, he Puerto Rican and Cuban. I figured
I
that.
swear I thought he was Filipino. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe. Okay, so, all right, Fat Joe, he might got the N word past him if he's
No, he
Puerto
doesn't.
Rican and Cuban.
No, he doesn't.
You know, Puerto Rico is just one stop on the boat.
I don't care.
I agree. I'm joking though, but
Yeah, like listen, if you tell me you are Latino, I'm like Afro Latino? No, just
no,
Latino.
yeah. If you
Oh,
say,
okay.
if you decide, you yourself decide you're not black, you no longer saying nigga just because you Dominican or Filipino. Not Filipino. Why do I keep going back to Filipino? You know what's crazy? Filipino people be darker than fucking Fat Joe.
They do. That they do. The
But
Filipino
my
niggas be
original
looking
point,
Guyanese sometimes.
yeah. But my original point was if you are Latino, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, but you yourself decide to say, no, I'm not black, and
I
you're
know
light
black. I
skinned,
Dominican.
you don't get to say the N-word. I know black, I Dominican. Yeah, hold that inside. Hold that. Hold that.
Yeah.
Don't say nigga if you're not black, you Dominican.
Man, you know, I ain't gonna stop them. They're like, well, no, I make rap music, so it's like, you know. I'm like, it's
I
like
don't know.
what? I'm
Yeah, it's like what?
you know,
You know black, you Dominican?
but yeah, so I don't even know what the hell is going on with John Morant. I wish that nigga the best for real, for real. Jalen
Yeah.
Rose. Jalen Rose, the most notably the guy who got 81 put on his head by Kobe. He had a very good that was
Why
mad shady,
you
right?
didn't have to say that. You did
That
have
was
to say
mad
that.
shady, right?
That was so disrespectful.
But he had a really good like what I want to call it, like a really good video, I guess, on pretty much on this whole situation. Like he approached it with a
I
level
was
of
gonna say he
seriousness.
probably has one of the best takes I've seen about this whole
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, for sure. Like he approached it with a level of seriousness. I was just like, wow, I appreciate it. Seriously. Like, thank you for taking this seriously because I sure fucking wasn't. And many other people are just willing, like, they're just looking at you like, you dumbass nigga. Like, what are you doing? Like, so
Yeah.
I do appreciate you just really taking the time to talk to a nigga in the concerned father voice. If
Apparently, because T. Morant's not
yeah, I'm
there
gonna say
in
if
the
he's not
concerned
gonna
father
do it,
voice.
I appreciate Jalen doing it. What do we got left? What do we got left? Let's see. Not doing that. Data breach. That's politics again. This Steph Curry and the affordable housing thing is really interesting, but might cover that next week. Might cover that next week. But to sum it up, I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm gonna give it like a 2-minute synopsis. Like basically, Steph Curry, among many other people, has been arguing against some affordable housing developments near him that neighbor his backyard,
Yeah, when I saw that, I
citing
was disappointed because
yeah,
a lot of
citing
people like Steph and think he's like, he's the lovable NBA guy. But no, that nigga, he's one of them. Keep them keep them poorest, them brokies out of my neighborhood.
So he objected to the city's plans. The city of Atherton, never heard of that shit, but it must be a wealthy city.
Yeah.
He objected to their plans to build multifamily and affordable housing near there. The immediate object of concern is a 16-unit townhome development situated on an acre and a half near their property. Let's see.
It's actually old. I heard about this a few months ago.
Yeah, it says a January letter is when he wrote it. So you probably saw
Yeah.
this like as it happened in January.
Yeah, but I didn't know how deep it went or like more details.
But yeah, so long story short, I mean, yeah, that's just what's going on. But the only reason why I was gonna mention it was because one of the pod super fans brought it up. But even beyond that, the other thing that thought was interesting about it is that California, like the state of California, is suing Huntington Beach. For some of y'all who know Huntington Beach,
niggas own that.
It's a somewhat affluent area. I'm not gonna say somewhat because I don't actually know, so I'm not gonna say they are. I'm sure that they probably are because I mean,
No, I've been to Huntington Beach. Yeah,
it is okay. Gotcha. So, oh please give me the fucking article, man. Damn, you got your ad blocker on, and I'm keeping it on. Damn. Hold on, I'm getting so close. Maybe I'll get there one of these days where I can get to a fucking website. Thank you. All right, here we go. So, the state of California is suing the city of Huntington Beach over claims that the city is not following state laws regarding affordable housing. Right? The lawsuit comes after the city of Huntington Beach stopped allowing permits for accessory dwelling units. The state claims the city is violating law, stifling affordable housing, and contributing to the shortage. So, long story short, there's a shortage in California of affordable housing, like there is pretty much fucking anywhere in this country. And so they're trying to go about it by, doing something. And granted, I'm not going to sit up here and cut, Governor Newsom or the state slack because I feel like every state is dragging ass as it relates to affordable housing because the money's not there. Like you get more money taxing the shit out of niggas as opposed to just subsidizing housing for niggas. But I digress. The reason why I bring this up in relation to the Steph Curry news is because this is sort of the end result. It's the same thing, right? Like where it's like, okay, everyone has the not in my backyard attitude, right? Where it's like, well, listen, y'all build that shit anywhere y'all want, just not right here, man. The problem is, it's like, like when your parents say like, oh, well, one person saying, what if everyone decided not to vote? Like that's never going to happen. But you know what will happen? Everyone will decide they don't want affordable housing in their backyard. That we watched that happen over history many times. And so we're just seeing another example of that. And that's why I think that this is telling, right? Because some people were like, well, look, I know if I was rich and I was up, I really wouldn't want. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. But
y'all terrible people. I get it. Yeah.
No, I hear you.
No, yeah, I hear you.
But here's the thing, right? I looked at what they were proposing for the Steph Curry one, at least. When they said affordable housing, you want to know what salary you had to make to qualify? I think
it's gonna be wild. I already know it's gonna be fucking crazy.
It was, and it's one of two numbers. They're pretty different, but it was one of the two. It was either $52,000 or $62,000 a year. So think about that. If I'm making $60,000,
that's affordable housing.
Yeah, first off, California is insanely expensive. But listen, let me go a step further. If I make $50,000 to $60,000, what do you think I do for a living? Like, just ballpark it. Like, it could be anything, right? But like, do I work at am I a forklift operator?
Absolutely.
Probably not. Like, my whole point being, right, is that you're worried about the people that could come and like what it could do to your neighborhood and this and that. And like the people moving in are like niggas with degrees. They're just ordinary they're like regular. They're not even the people you think you're gonna get. But because you
don't want rich niggas, not non-rich niggas around them.
Right, because it's gonna bring down the property value and da 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 da. But it's like, dog, we're talking about people who make $60,000 a year. Like the median household income is over $250,000 in this neighborhood. Right? 86% of the houses are single family. So it's like the city has to make 348 housing units by 2031. And don't get me wrong, some people are saying it saddens me. This is a resident. Hold on, I got this one. It saddens me and sickens me to think of what has been proposed for our beautiful town. I am deeply concerned about the impact of safety of our residents. That's a dog whistle. Including traffic safety. Like, okay, traffic, sure. I maybe I will fucking give you that. But that's not even that big. For real. But you just see a lot of this. And my whole point is, I'm sorry, but I'm never going to take your side when you're the person fighting for someone not to get affordable housing. I'm never going to take your side. I think you're always wrong for that. Now, granted, you want the ability to be wrong for it and to have no one judge you for it. And that's the key part where it falls apart here. Because listen, Steph Curry, any other rich person in this situation, they're gonna pick their side, and we know what side it is. And I'm not even like, okay, that's the side you're on. But don't think you can pick the side and still get the goodwill that comes with, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that you can pick that side and then still be looked at as a guy who's for the people, because you made it very clear, I'm for the people unless they need a place to live near me that they can afford. Like, I don't want you niggas near me. I don't want you niggas to be. I don't want my backyard view being obstructed. Like, put it this way: you have a $30 million house. I make $60,000 a year. As opposed to you making alterations to your home to protect your own privacy after we build this, you think I should just simply fucking move somewhere else?
Yeah, this is some dirty shit, man.
Like, that's not crazy to you? Like, I get it. You're being, you're being, what's the word I'm looking for? Something's being done to you that's making you have to come out of pocket and change things and do things. Dog, look at what I'm asking you. Look at what you are asking someone who needs affordable housing. If you still think you're right in this situation, you're not. You're not. It's fine. You're gonna pick that. You're not gonna change your mind. You're gonna pick that no matter what. So it is what it is. You gotta take whatever comes with that. Because I think Tom Brady was involved with some shit like this. I don't know if it was here or if it was somewhere else. But again, none of this shocks me. I don't like. Please don't get it twisted and
Rich
make it
people
seem like
going rich.
exactly.
That's it.
Don't get it twisted and think that I think Steph's the only nigga. No, I think a lot of athletes making 50, 60, 70, 100 plus probably feel this way because they don't want y'all niggas near them. Because once you get up, bro, it's class solidarity. Which
I'm
again,
gonna say it's hard to hear, but y'all favorite rich light skinned splash nigga don't want to be near y'all. He don't. Y'all broke me. Y'all brokies.
I don't want y'all
The
to see my
pourers.
backyard. I'm like, bro, you
You
better build
don't.
a build a
No.
dome on that bitch. Stop
He
playing
don't
with
want
me.
to see y'all. I'm sorry. He don't want to see y'all. Broke ass niggas. Me too. I'm part of the broke ass niggas, but he don't want to see us. I wouldn't move him near him anyway. So I mean, but
Right, and
it's
then here's
y'all.
the part that killed me because Steph, like in their letter that the Currys wrote, they literally the first sentence. Oh, what was the first sentence? No, the first sentence was really good. Oh no, hold on, here it goes. The first sentence was not the first sentence. It was the second sentence. We hesitate to add to the "not in our backyard" rhetoric, but and then proceeds
They
to
acknowledged
add
it. Let's
to the yeah. You
go.
literally acknowledged it. Like so, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't have both. Just because you're aware, like it's like someone said, "I know this may come off as abusive," and then proceeding to come off as abusive anyway. Nigga, that just lets me know you're aware of what you're doing.
Now
You
I don't want to sound racist, but these Mexicans.
yeah, and then proceeds to say something that will absolutely sound racist. Like, okay, gotcha. But the funniest part of me about this, and I'm done after this, is that Steph Curry was saying that he urges that the development be rejected. However, if it was not, all he asks is that the state commit, or the town, excuse me, commits to investing in considerably taller fencing and landscaping to block sightlines onto our family's property. Let me hold on. Let me go to Spot
You
Rack
just
real
don't want
quick.
poor niggas to see what you got going on
No,
in
no,
your
no. I don't
yard.
even. I'm not tripping over that. I'm not mad at what he just said. Here's why I'm about to fucking whoop this little light
I
skinned
mean,
nigga ass. You make on average $53 million a year, and you want the town you live in to build higher fences.
yeah, yeah.
You want the town you live in to come to your home and build a higher fence. You got anything else? Because I don't.
No, I just want to say this isn't even the extent of the shittiness that Steph Curry has exhibited.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's not.
He was also in one of those, when crypto was real big.
Oh yeah.
He was in a
Oh yeah,
crypto.
he was doing the crypto shit. I do remember that.
Yeah,
That I remember.
Dante. He put that in the chat. It was he defrauded millions. Apparently, he was in a commercial. Was he in the same commercial with I don't know if
What?
this is the same one
What? Paul Pierce,
with
you know?
was it Paul Pierce? I know there was a commercial with fucking Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Steph was in that one, but Steph was also in one of those commercials that defrauded niggas out of millions.
Yeah,
So yeah,
well,
y'all,
that's not too shocking.
like I said, y'all favorite light skinned splash brother is still rich at heart and treats niggas like dog shit. He steps over poor niggas. If you
That's
had cancer, he
true.
would step over you. So just
That's
remember that.
true. All right, well, that's about all I got for today. That is all I got for today. Let me know. Well, obviously you let me know, but anybody else, let me know. If the voice sounds any different, because I did get a new mic. I haven't fully got it set up yet, so it'll probably sound a little bit better
Not gonna hold you, sounds
later
the
on.
exact same.
But does it really?
Yeah, dude.
Well, I
But I
know,
mean,
I know.
I hear you literally every single day, so I'm probably not a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
judge.
Plus, on top of that, I really got this for the range. Like, it just had a higher low and lower lows, so
So
it's
you
like,
be further away talking to the mic, or
or not even necessarily that, but like say like when I'm laughing or like I yell or something like that, like it won't just like clip out every time. I think it probably still will because my gain's a little high, but
okay.
again, it's only this high because the mic's in a
It
place.
just clipped out right there when you said what you just said.
No, that's your leg. But anywho,
Oh, excuse the hell out of me trying to help. All right. Next time you ask something, all right, yeah.
all
Have the
right.
commentary community.
You got
Reef,
anything,
you let
yo?
them know.
You got anything?
No, no, I'm mad. End it. You know,
Uh,
disrespect me. Talk about some lag.
all right, Finn the
But
white
nah,
femboy. You got anything?
Quirked the white boy.
Kirk the white boy. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, that was funny.
No, he said he ain't got none. So all right.
You ain't hear what I heard. I heard something.
Oh, you hearing things? Oh, you hearing things, huh? All right, we out here. Pew!